When I got the Collaborations box set, I was really intrigued. I was curious about the idea of it, pitching a director along with an actress, people who have worked together a lot, and their body of work was really interesting, particularly when it's a director and an actress that I haven't really encountered too much of their filmography. And as I delved into the first movie, which I feel I should go chronologically throughout their careers, is Red Sorghum. Now, this 1988 movie was a real strange oddity. I simultaneously feel as if the story's about nothing and yet everything. It's a tale that's told by a narrator repeating a legend, a tale that's been passed down through generations. You're talking about the fact that some people believe in it, some people don't. It builds up this kind of mythical element of what you're going to see. But what follows is a more perfunctory tale of existence and survival as it's placed out. At the start of this movie, we see Gong as someone who has been betrothed to an old leper of a sorghum wine production house, and she has been taken by these people to marry her husband. And you kind of follow her on the journey as the people who are taking her start to sing and dance and cajole the cart, and all the while you have the narrator alluding you in on the tale that's going to happen. You know, referring to one of the people carrying the sedan as being my grandfather, as the woman inside being his mother, his grandmother, as she is going to marry someone else. But it's such a fun and bright opening. You have this bright red sedan based against this beige sandy backlot with these bare-chested sweaty men pulling this thing through the desert. It feels as if, you know, them talking to the woman, almost teasing her, trying to psychologically break her down as they play their instruments, shake the sedan and try to make her scream out to stop. And it's such an interesting opening that alludes you into the kind of bravado that's going on here. You feel as if this woman isn't going to be married, but is giving away the rest of her life. You have this man who is pulling this famed cart puller, who's a little bit more brash than this woman is used to. And as they are kind of on the way to get to where they're going, they are robbed, attacked by a masked man, and ultimately they have to stop this man. And in this moment, the cart puller sees the woman that's about to be married and kind of has that connection very briefly. But the way it's directed, the way it's told, in the subtle moments, as simple as him pushing her foot back into the cart, feels as if there's an electricity within the film. Feels as if there's a tangible connectability between these two characters. They've just instantly made something magical happen. And then you get to this winery and you feel that it's going to be a big, brash and wonderful existence. But again, it's dusty, sandy, it has a kind of rundown feel to it. Nothing's extravagant. You've all these huddled workers in a room together, and this woman being almost sold off to this leprous man who will probably infect her and give her the same kind of future as he is already living. But things take a turn when the old man is attacked and murdered one day. Attacked and murdered by the cart puller. And then he then instigates himself into a relationship with Juer, the woman who was to be betrothed to the leprous man. And it becomes a tale of just basic survival, as you have these group of people She who has come from a poor family herself, who doesn't want to be seen as the mistress of the house, who wants to just share the wealth but keep a kind of community feeling about this. And you get to see them come to terms and learn how to make the wine, which is fascinating. It's one of those sequences, just watching them do it as they sing, as they work hard, they play hard, and as they all become a kind of surrogate family unit. It's one of those movies where you feel as if these people have really created their own little world within the larger world that they have. They've got a business, they've got friendships, they've got mutual respect, and it's all working terrifically well. Even the kind of antagonistic nature of certain things happening kind of bring them closer together. The creation of a great wine is done in a kind of disgusting but fascinating way as well. And it's all the way through this movie where you kind of see the kind of, and as we go through the movie, we're kind of following Gong Li. We're seeing this character as she is ultimately despondent at the start, going towards what seems like an inescapable future, into something that becomes much more brighter and open and enjoyable. A life that is worth living, you know, with this group of people, these group of friends. I like the fact that she doesn't become their kind of matriarchal figure, although she does in some eyes, but she becomes more part of the crew, working as hard as she can for these people as much as they're working as hard for her, sharing the wealth and having this wonderful community, raising a family, having a relationship. It all comes out thanks to a despondent choice at the start of this. And the movie's shot in a particularly tremendous fashion, highlighting the sorghum that grows high, the way it moves in the wind. It's a percussive sound all the way through the movie, and the startling images that are created on screen are just simply jaw-dropping set pieces. The broad horizons, which are juxtaposed with these empty deserts early on, when they have nothing, when they don't have that formidable community, they're kind of barren, they're silent. And then when they become the community, when they become more as a unit and a family, they become bustling with life, they become noisy with jovial attitudes, smiles, the sweat, and nothing seems to be a bother. It's a pleasure to be there in amongst this community. And it feels as though nothing really much happens plot-wise, but story-wise we see these characters just being happy, just being content. They've had their ups and downs and everything's going well, and that is until it becomes a little bit of propaganda later on as the Japanese army lay siege, burning down their sorghum fields and killing people in brutal fashions. And it becomes disorientating to see this family unit that's been built up and something that we love to see together being ultimately decimated and destroyed and torn down, but knowing that they're going to rally together and fight back against the Japanese army. And it does leave you with a rather sucker punch of a finale that kind of ripped my soul out a little bit to see some of the things that happened. It was at that moment that I realised how much I grew with this family, how much I enjoyed seeing them on their journey, and now that was kind of over. And even when you look back at the narration of the person telling the story as this fable, it left me with a lot to think about. It left me with some images that were seared into my brain, some startling shots that I truly did love and think were exceptional along the way. The way the colours used in the movie, the way the sound is used in the movie, the way it lingers on Gong Li and her face as she can seemingly just emote perfectly. You feel as if you're there. you feel as if you're experiencing everything that's going on. Red Sorghum was a movie that I put on, again, knowing nothing, and was just drawn into, pulled into the story. It was fantastic. It was magnificent sitting watching this simple tale, exceptionally well told. I can't wait to move on to the next movie in the collaborations box set. If it's half as good as this, I'll be extremely happy. Red Sorghum already is a winner. It's a new favourite, and it's made me excited to go and see more of what these Gong Li and Zhang Yimou have together. I'd love to know your thoughts on the movie if you've seen it, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and what title should I look out for in this set next. It's going to be the next new love of mine. As always, there's more content up here that you can check out if you want to see more of my stuff. If you think I deserve it, hit this video with a like, maybe even subscribe or share this video. It would be amazing. And if you want to go the extra mile, give this video a little bit of extra support, join the membership program or the Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.